Hi everyone, welcome to TV Guna and our preview for the Arsenal vs Liverpool League Cup match coming up. I have a special guest on today who's a big Liverpool fan and a good friend of mine, David. How are you?
I'm great, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, good, thanks. Looking forward to our game on Thursday. It's going to be a big one, final. So yeah, before we preview the game coming up, just take a look back at the big game you guys had yesterday against Chelsea and get your thoughts on that.
What a game. Well, I was a bit worried going into it because we had a few players out with COVID, and obviously Klopp wasn't there as well. And, the Bridge is a difficult place to go and get a result. But I was confident because we've been playing really well, scoring a lot of goals. Admittedly, Leicester, I think, was a bit of a hiccup. But, over the last few games, we've been looking really sharp. Salah's been looking fantastic. So I thought we had enough under the tank to do it. But the first 20 minutes, Chelsea, I've never seen Chelsea play at that sort of tempo. They were really up for it. Caused us a lot of problems. But then when we got the first goal and then the second goal, I thought we were going to ride the game home. We killed off a lot of the hostility from the crowd. I thought we were beginning to control the game, and then they got that really, incredible goal from the punch from the goalkeeper, and then equalised in the last, bit of the first half. And I really thought again, here we go, 2-0 up, we're going to end up losing 3-2 or 4-2. But we came out well in the second half, and I still think we could have won it. Some great saves from Mendy, kept them in the game, and then again in the later part of the second half they poured on the pressure again. So 2-2 I guess wasn't a bad result. It's just Man City are so far ahead of everyone now. It's beginning to look it's really going to be difficult to catch them.
Yeah, so I thought it was an amazing game. Watching the first half, the pace of the Premier League is the best. When you compare it as well to the game we had against Man City the day before, a similar sort of game, high pace, two really good teams going at it. And as you said, the Bridge is a hard place to go. And you could say getting a draw there is a good result, but now you have dropped even more further behind City. You have the game in hand, so I was just looking at the table. If you win your game in hand, you would be 8 points behind. It would be.
Yeah, but
that is still...
I think there's some stat that says that no team that's been 8 points ahead or more has ever lost the Premiership. I mean, what are stats at the end of the day? They're only there until the records are broken or the stats go wrong. But if you were a betting man, you'd put money on City probably keeping it.
Yeah, I was talking about that. So some betting company already paid out on City to win the league.
Wow.
I saw it
already.
Yeah, Betfred. They decided they think they're going to win the league already, so they paid out on it. So they're very confident they're going to win the league. As you said, the stats say it's very likely, but in football, anything happens, especially in the current climate now with the whole COVID situation. We know that there's games getting postponed, teams are losing players. You could have a situation where just a couple of bad games from City, they didn't look that great against us. We played really well. I don't know if you saw much of our game. Did you get a chance to see it?
I did. I thought first half you should have gone in 2-0 ahead. I mean, you had some great chances and you were really dominating at certain points. But that's City for you. They're just so strong, and you had some unfortunate decisions go against you. But once Gabriel went off, game over.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. We played really well, and it shows that City can be beaten. We know that they have lost this season as well. So I don't think the title race is completely done. And I think that you guys, if you can be consistent, get a good run together, you could catch them still. They are a strong team, but what was your thoughts on the whole VAR thing? So first half, our penalty seemed clear cut to me. It was a penalty. But didn't even go take a look at that.
That's the thing, though, isn't it? I think nobody's disagreeing that VAR is a good thing in itself. It's just it's got to be used consistently. Why the referee reviewed the later incident and didn't review your incident doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, if you're going to go by the on the pitch referee decision, he decided, that the City wasn't a penalty, but then was directed to look at the screen. Why wasn't he directed to look at the screen for your penalty? I just don't understand that.
Yeah, definitely. They like what I've seen a lot of fans saying is that maybe the ref should be mic'd up so we can hear the conversation between,
like in a rugby game. Yeah,
exactly. They're doing a lot of other sports, in cricket as well, American football. The referees mic'd up, so at least for fans have a clearer picture of what's going on, what's the communication. But definitely a lot of inconsistencies with VAR. We've seen it for a long time now. I mean, we need to do something to address that, because as good as VAR is and using modern technology, we're still seeing inconsistency. We're seeing bad decisions given, and that shouldn't really be the case, But yeah, so, I was really proud of our performance there. How do you think our season's gone so far, looking at it from your perspective?
Well, you didn't start very well. But yes, you've certainly come back stronger. I mean, the last 4 or 5 games, really developed a good style of playing, really on the front foot, pressing much higher on the pitch, and scoring some great goals. So, yeah, I don't think you're the complete picture yet. I don't think you're quite ready to challenge for the Premiership, but maybe next season or the season after, I think you're going to be up there.
Yeah, definitely. It's looking positive compared to, as you said, the start was really bad. But the start, we were missing a lot of players at that time. So
yeah,
like when you compare the team we played against City a couple of days ago to the team we played them right at the start of the season, there were 6 players that were not playing at the game at the start of the season when we lost 5-0. So, you can forgive kind of Arteta for what happened at that early stage. You can see definitely we're making progress. The thing I'm most happy with is that we seem defensively much more solid. I think it's been 10, 15 years that I couldn't say these words. We've always been so flimsy at the back. And it still happened a few times this season, just when we played you guys just a few weeks back. We lost 4-0 to you. I think about
yeah.
It was 4-0. So our defenses still can be got at, but definitely in general, we do seem a lot stronger defensively, more organized. So I really got to give Arteta credit for that. And, as you said, if we can add a couple of players, we could be challenging. I just hope this season we can get top 4, because if we get top 4, then obviously we can attract a better caliber of player. We'll be able to be more active.
You signed quite a lot over the summer, though, didn't you?
Yeah, that's another thing. So we've really got to give it to him. So again, Arsene Wenger was very good at this in his early part of his career, where you're signing players that not people know that well. They're not really big name players, but they turn out to be really good. And I've got to give it to Arteta and Edu. The recruitment has been really good so far, and they can continue like that. I think we will be back, and we should be back, because being down in 8th, really, it's been a couple of poor seasons for us, and we should be definitely at least at the very minimum competing top 4, if not competing for the league. So hopefully this year we can get that top 4, and then we can go on to compete for the league again. That would be really good. But what would also be really good is if we can beat you guys this Thursday.
You got a dream. You got a dream.
It's always nice to win trophies. A lot of people don't take this League Cup that seriously, and I think Klopp is one of them as well. So I always see he doesn't really pay strong teams. What's your thoughts? What would he do?
Well, he's got a lot of conflicting, priorities. It's hard, but he does a reasonable job of rotating the squad, but even then, we haven't got the sort of depth of squad of City or even Chelsea, and the African Cup situation is going to make it even harder. I mean, having Salah and Mane out for nearly a month. I mean, how do you replace with Salah? How do you replace the best Premiership player, the best striker that practically in the world at the moment? How do you replace that person for a month? And even then, he may not come back without an injury. So, that's really going to impact our season. So I don't think he's going to put out a weak side, but I think he's going to have a hard time putting out it's not going to be our best side either, because we just don't have everyone available.
Yeah, so you had this COVID outbreak as well, haven't you? Klopp himself as well. So, saying that
Firmino, Matip, Klopp, Allison. So yeah, they're all isolating. I guess they're not going to be there on this week either for our match.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. So the way the situation is, like, it's hard to predict. And that's why even the City are this far ahead of the moment. I know they have a very strong squad, but they could have a few problems with COVID and injuries and stuff. So yeah, in terms of our game this Thursday, I think it's a great opportunity for us. Like, Liverpool always a strong team. Even like you've got some really good young players coming through as well. I've seen some of them in the games. You had one guy debut against Tottenham a few weeks back. Forgot the guy's name. But yeah, so like you've got some good young players coming through as well. So no matter what team you play, my bigger fear is not this first leg, it's the second leg going to Anfield. Because going to Anfield doesn't matter what team you got out with a crowd there behind you. We know it's one of the hardest grounds to go to in the world.
12th man. 12th man.
So I'm positive that this first leg we can beat you, but it's how much of a lead we need. Can we avoid defeat at Anfield? Can we lose by only one goal? So in terms of me, I think Arteta is going to go with quite a strong team. We have Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup on the weekend. I don't know how he's going to want to prioritise it. FA Cup's important, but semi-final of the League Cup, it's a great opportunity to get to a final. The final could be against someone like a Chelsea or Tottenham as well. So that'd be a spectacular occasion. So it's going to be a hard balance in that for Arteta. Me personally, I would go more or less full strength. I might leave an odd one out for Thursday, but I would more be inclined to rest some players for the Nottingham Forest game, believing that you should be able to take care of them a bit easier than you'll be able to take care of even Liverpool's B team, because it is Liverpool after all. So I hope Arteta goes with quite a strong team. And for me, I'm hoping we can get a good lead. I'm going to be positive. We're going to keep a clean sheet, and I'm going to go for 2-0. What about yourself?
I think you might just nick it 1-0 or 2-1 for the home leg, but I'm confident we'll whatever happens in the first leg, we'll reel it back in Anfield. I mean, once that crowd gets behind the team, it's a intimidating place to go.
Yeah, no, it is. I remember last season when we played you, and we played really well, and you beat us on the penalty.
Yeah.
So like, it's just like we were doing really well, but you had most of your best players were not playing that day. It was like your second team, but with a crowd behind them, and the same thing. Just the last round against Leicester, you were down. You're 3-1 down. And weakened team.
But because he started a relatively weak team, he brought on the players as they came in the second half, and they pulled it around. But I don't know that I don't know that he's what team he's going to play is going to be tricky. But hopefully he puts out a strong team.
Yeah, be interesting to see. Yeah, it's going to be, like I say, semi-final, so a lot on the line. I'm really looking forward to it. Should be a great atmosphere, and let's see who comes out on top.
As always.
Our record against you at home is not too bad. We just always struggle at Anfield. It's been like that for many years now at Anfield. I remember watching a game with you where we were 3-0 down after 10 minutes.
I remember. Suarez had a blinder that day. Yeah, I remember.
That was one of the most painful games for me to watch. So yeah, we've had some bad times at Anfield, but normally at home, we are stronger and we do give you a good game. So like I said, with a weakened team, I think I don't know how the bookies have it, but I think we would be favourites going into it just based on the fact that you have so many players out. Obviously in the Anfield leg, it will be different with your home advantage, and you might have some of the players back with this COVID situation as well. But it's going to be interesting to see. The second leg's only a week away as well, so they're playing the first week, second legs are next week. We've got the FA Cup matches in between, a lot of fixtures, just come through that busy Christmas period as well. You had some cancellations, we had some cancellations as well. So see how it goes, how the rest of the season goes as well. But yeah, I'll definitely see you next week to preview that Anfield leg. And hopefully I'll be smiling with a lead.
We shall see. We shall see.
So thanks so much for coming on. Pleasure having you on.
No problem. You'll never walk alone.
Thank you, everyone. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share. Bye.
Thanks.